One Piece. Chapter 1, 1127 officially came out, and finally, with this chapter, the adventure in Elbaf begin. Last week's One Piece chapter was essentially a confirmation of the beginning of Elbaf, and this week, we got to see Luffy's group explore the country of giants effectively for the very first time. Elbaf was introduced to the fans decades ago, and now, finally, after 24 years, the story is focusing on this beautiful land, with the Straw Hats leading an adventure through it. This week's chapter was completely focused on Elbaf, and fans are incredibly excited to see the various dynamics, such as that of Usopp and Nami, and at the same time, the monster trio taking the spotlight as well. One Piece. Chapter 1127 began with Usopp and Nami exploring the mysterious castle in Elbaf. This castle, called the Big Stein Castle, is made entirely out of Lego. That is precisely what the Straw Hat Pirates woke up in the previous chapter, and this time around, it became clearer that what happened. Nami woke up in the castle, being attacked by a porcupine right off the bat. She clearly has no memory of how she got here, and how she even changed her clothes. To her, this felt like a dream, that is, until she met Usopp, who was being attacked by a giant cat with a crown on its head. While the porcupine was dealt with easily, the cat became even stronger after it was struck by Nami and turned into a lion. This lion essentially dealt damage to Usopp and could potentially have killed him. One Piece. Chapter 1, 1127 also confirmed that Usopp was in the same boat as Nami, given that he did not remember anything that happened or even changing into an outfit. This certainly looks like a change brought about by the alcohol they consumed, which is known to cause hallucinations, and at the same time, make people pass out. Clearly, the Straw Hats consumed too much of it, and passed out, not remembering anything that happened in between. Within the Big Stein Castle, Nami and Usopp would most certainly have died. However, at the right moment, the monster trio arrived and saved the day. In One Piece, chapter 1127, we saw the monster trio attack the giant cat that had turned into a lion. How exactly the powers of this cat work is not known. Perhaps this cat ate a cat fruit that allows it to transform into a lion. Other than that, it could only have been a hallucination. Regardless, the monster trio did not hold back. Sanji was especially seen being angry at what had happened, and this led to the awakening of his powers. Sanji tapped into Ifrit Jambe and used a Paul strike on the lion. Meanwhile, Zoro utilized his Black Rope Dragon Twister, while Luffy tapped into the power of Gear 3rd and smashed the beast right across the face. These three combined in a brilliant fashion in this chapter and showed to the fans exactly why they love them so much. We also got to see new outfits for Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, and clearly they are ready to tackle the threat of those in the land of Elbaf. It was also made clear that the monster trio were directly responsible for beating the Stinger Mole which fell from the sky earlier, and at the same time, the Ear God as well, which is known to be a giant rabbit. In fact, as things stand, it appears that they might actually have consumed the Ear God after defeating it. Luffy certainly did not want to hold back and could have eaten the giant cat as well, but his eyes are currently set on the other giant beasts within the land of Elbaf. Zoro, on the other hand, is primarily concerned with finding the Sunny and ensuring the safety of the remaining crew. Sanji is preparing for a long journey and looking for nutritious food. Usopp and Nami were dumbfounded, given that they almost died, while to the monster trio, this threat was almost non-existent. Clearly, this adventure, but then the Lego-like city in the land of Elbaf is going to continue. And yes, we absolutely cannot wait to see what comes next in the upcoming chapters of One Piece. Clearly, there is confusion everywhere in Elbaf. For one, the Straw Hat Pirates have no recollection of getting there. They also do not remember changing outfits and simply woke up after passing out in this castle. It also appears that this castle is not on the mainland of Elbaf. It appears to be high up in the sky, which makes it similar to a sky island in a way. Perhaps this castle that we got to see in One Piece chapter 1127 isn't on the mainland of Elbaf, but on one of the branches of the World Tree Yggdrasil. Of course, we did get to see the World Tree within the Lego City as well. However, that could have been a continuation of the World Tree and its top half. The bottom half could have been much thicker, with many branches that support different cities and different worlds of Elbaf. This could be very similar to the World Tree, which has different levels, such as Asgard, Midgard, and Niflheim, among others. Right now, the Straw Hat Pirates seem to be at a somewhat elevated position within the tree, which makes this a very exciting place for them to traverse, and at the same time adds to the brilliant world that Oda has already crafted in One Piece. As to how the crew got there, we do not know just yet. Perhaps someone lifted the Straw Hat Pirates from the ocean to up above after they passed out, which would explain why they woke up in a castle high up in the sky without having any knowledge of how they got there. Either way, what is clear to us is that they are very close to mainland Elbaf, and in many ways are already in the land of Elbaf, only they did not take the main path but some other secret passage that hasn't been made clear. Things are bound to get more exciting as the East Blue Five of the Straw Hat Pirates continue to explore, and we absolutely cannot wait to see what comes next.